Where's your home? Okay. And you end up in Idaho, right?
Congratulations, Dennis.
Thank you.
This has to be just a whirlwind of emotions coming in here today. Getting to Las Vegas and coming out of that press conference looking around saying, man, so much going through your head.
Well, it just it's very humbling from a perspective of where I grew up in a small country town, and it further confirmation of the values that I was taught by my mother and father. And I've always given you your best of whatever you were involved in. And don't ever quit. If you get started, you got to finish it. And football played a very integral part in establishing my work ethic, my discipline, my integrity, and understanding the framework of different personalities. Everybody was not cut from the same cookie mold. Everybody had different experiences. And with those experiences, you can broaden your horizon, broaden your database in terms of, just your way is not the only way. And that there are other ways that you can achieve the same goal. And that's what football gave me.
Tell me how special it is to be representing Alcorn State.
Well, that's Alcorn. Alcorn. And to get a little phonics there in terms of people don't say Aldo or Al Right. It's one letter. So they say all right, Aldo. So it's Alcorn. And Alcorn set the foundation for me to be a professional. And how you go about the business of being a professional. And they gave me the database, the knowledge, they gave me the experiences, and they gave me the confidence that I could compete on any level. And I'm blessed that I went to Alcorn, and it's a family tradition. My grandfather, my mother's father, graduated from Alcorn in 1915. And so my mother graduated from Alcorn, and I had an aunt that graduated from Alcorn. So it was a legacy that was established before I was born that Alcorn would play a significant role in my education.
What has the sport of football meant to you throughout your life?
Well, the sport of football, just maintaining friendships through the rest of my life. And football was a significant, what I call, impactor. It solidified how one should live your life. And you live your life, football taught me about integrity. And football taught me about trust. Football taught me about teamwork. And football taught me there's more ways to do things than one rigid way and still achieve your goal. You can win a championship a lot of different kinds of ways, and that's been proven. But I was so rigid that I thought you had to line up X, Y, Z in order to get the championship, in order to be a winner. And that really served me well as an administrator, as a director of athletics, and a commissioner.
The SWAC is certainly a special conference, but I know that all of you who have played in the SWAC are are just so proud of that affiliation. I'm going to say this, the young man next to me probably doesn't know this, but you beat out Walter Payton
Yeah.
for the Offensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
What does it mean to you to be represented in this role?
Well, that's where I'm from. That's home. And the most important thing about receiving the MVP, offensive MVP, the head coaches voted for the offensive MVP. So they saw something I was doing that was above the normal. And I've always tried to give my level best, to be the best. And to beat out a talent like Walter Payton, I'm not sure I would have voted for Dennis if I had the choice between Walter Payton and Dennis. I don't know if Dennis would have voted for Dennis. And so, but when the coaches recognized my performance as an offensive center, then I was very pleased with that.
I think that speaks volumes about just how much talent is in your conference.
Yeah.
I guess last year you stepped down as the MEAC commissioner.
Yes.
After 20 years
Yeah.
in that role.
Yeah.
What would you say you're most proud of during your tenure?
My most proudest moment is we increased the graduation rates of our student athletes when I became commissioner. Back in 2002 up until 2021, December 21, that's the most important thing, achievement. And we were able to implement different programming, academic programming, that helped increase the graduation rates of all of our student athletes in all sports across the board. Now, that was my crowning achievement. Now, but you have to categorize it as putting things in different buckets. That's the first bucket. Now, the second bucket was fundraising. So when we were able to sign on with ESPN saw value in the MEAC, and we signed multi-year agreements worth millions of dollars that would help our institutions, that would give our student athletes and coaches the kind of exposure that they so deserve. That's the financial fundraising budget. Now, the Nike agreement, where we had a conference-wide agreement for apparel and footwear with Nike. And so that was significant as well, because it generated revenue for our member institutions. And so fundraising was a big part. And so it was critical to me to raise over $55 million for our member institutions during my tenure as commissioner.
Your name and your legacy will live on in Atlanta at the Hall of Fame and in the history books. How do you hope people remember?
You know, I'm from Mississippi, born and raised, grew up in a small town. When people told you you were a good man, a good woman, that was the highest compliment that you could receive. And so I just hope that people will remember, you know, Dennis was a good man, and he helped a lot of student athletes be better people. That's what it's all about. And one other point I want to make, I brought the idea to ESPN about the Celebration Bowl, the Cricket Celebration Bowl, and that was back in 2004. And so when I brought the idea to them, they brought into it, and the rest is history. And that brought tremendous exposure and multi-million dollars into the athletics department of our member institutions.
last question. If you could write a love letter to a game of football, what would you tell it?
I wouldn't tell it anything. I just give it a kiss and said thank you.
That was by far the best response.
What's that?